she's in the same geographic zone that I am. I'm in Santa Barbara, California. Vegas is part of our group. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right. So, Miles, I see it's yes. Hey, hey. So we're live now?
I can't imagine what Sean's doing because he cannot be doing his hair. So what is he doing?
No. What is he? He cannot be doing his hair. That is true.
And he's probably he's not in the room because he would be commenting on what I'm saying if he was in the room.
That is true. He'd be yelling across the room. Brendan, where are you?
You're awfully quiet over there,
Yes.
Mr. Jeff.
Oh, yeah, just reading a couple staff emails. Make sure they're doing on track.
Getting down.
Are you ready for all of this fun that we're about to have?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And look at Brendan. Where are you, Brendan? Nice to meet you. And where are you in the world? That looks like fun.
I'm your neighbor up here in Edmonton, Canada. Just taking a walk into the snowy trees.
Oh my God. It looks very snowy and very beautiful.
Yeah.
I love your accent. It's so fantastic.
This is how I actually sound.
Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for? I watch people get stuck in Frozen, and that breaks my heart. I was once stuck in Frozen too. greatest superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. Head looks this way, please.
We've already been talking about it before you got here, my friend, but it looks really good.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yes.
It was a rough day. So so
You
Bella,
actually look cool, Sean.
It does look very cool.
I didn't look cool before Bella and Gina.
I did not say that. I'm just saying it looks cool now.
She
She did not say that.
Amazing. All right. So listen, everybody, thank you so much for being here today. We'll drop in more with the sales sorceress in a moment. Gina, how are you? Thank you for being here. And let's rock and roll and introduce some of these amazing people.
Yes, and thank you everyone for being here at The Real Raw, a place where you get to see and experience how influence is a superpower. It's the experiential marketing disruption of the decade, maybe even since Google AdWords came out. So we are so glad you're all here and willing to step in. And I would love to start with our amazing contestants, Sean. We have this incredible gentleman who's like freezing outside up in the tundra. Brendan, he is a professional.
Brendan is in the tundra? I love Brendan. Tundra.
He's like in the frozen tundra somewhere in Canada. I don't know, like he's out in the snow, walking around, like on sled, with dog sledding. And
wait, Gina, are you being biased against people from Canada and saying everybody from Canada lives in like a tundra? Like, is that what you're not entire nation into?
No, if you could have seen him, which of course you couldn't, he was out, not with dogs. I'm kidding about the dog sleds, but out in the snow. It was beautiful scenery behind him. He's like, my hands are freezing. My nose is freezing. So he's like walking to his car. Now he's in his car and he's like getting settled in. So Brendan, we are so glad Brendan Stilton Douglas is here. He's a professional real estate investor and CEO at his own real estate firm, Ashton Fisher in Canada. He was honored as a finalist Rising Star of the Year and credits his work ethic to his work in forestry. Get this, Sean. He was a horticulture and forestry supervisor in Buffalo. But he's most passionate about being a charity event creator and coordinator where he takes Christmas trees and turns them into thousands of dollars. Brendan?
Yeah, we chip up your Christmas tree for charity event.
Amazing.
Wow, that is
Brendan,
amazing.
Let me ask you this,
Yes.
brother. Since we're talking about trees and horticulture, so first of all, welcome and thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks, man. Rock and roll.
Yeah. So, quick question: my daughter's a wildlife ecology major, freshman. She's all excited about it, and I just want to like see if like horticulture. She is like studying in a class in dendrology. Does anybody here know what dendrology is?
Yeah, I do.
What is that?
Yeah. Well, like I couldn't define it, but dendro is some kind of term to talk about trees. Like there's lots of different angles. Like I'm not sure specifically, but it is a term.
It's a class that my daughter at the University of New Hampshire is studying trees. Brendan is genius. And she like goes and I'm paying for my daughter to stand out in the woods for 4 hours and look at trees. This is the modern state of education and why we need the Real Raw. I love her. I love her major. I'm not.
Dude, the study of trees is the only industry where money grows on.
Look at Brendan dropping in like a genius.
Wow.
So Brendan, we love you being here. And Gina, do you want to take us home on Brendan real quick?
Yes, absolutely. So, what? That is funny, Brendan.
You've done your research.
Yes.
I love it. The charity. So with proceeds, right, getting homeless youths off the street in Vancouver, British Columbia, which is amazing, which also funds search and rescue operations in the greater Vancouver area. And he helps support local businesses like Mr. Lube, Van City Bank, the District of North Vancouver, Bean Around the World, what is that? And North Shore News. In fact, in less than 2 years, he grew this endeavor 580%. Wow. And has raised over 15. Yeah, is that right?
That's you're reading something that's about 4 years old. That's like year 3. We're on year 7 now. We're creeping up to like $100,000 total over the years. And now I live in Edmonton. So over here now, that's in Vancouver. I live in Edmonton. Here now we do St. Albert Spotlight, leading locals to locally owned businesses. And it's like a video series featuring local business owners and stuff. So that's kind of our like plug into the community here in Edmonton. But that was in Vancouver for many years and still runs.
Awesome. So let me just drop in simply on this. Tell us, brother, a fun fact. Like, what's something super fun about you, Brendan?
I have my pilot's license.
It's amazing.
And I know how to fly a plane, man. If it's an emergency, I could fly her.
Yes. Do you know that Bella Verita knows how to jump out of perfectly good airplanes?
Who?
Bella.
That would be me. I know how to jump out of perfectly good airplanes.
Oh, that is fun.
Sean, I also went to pilot school.
Yeah.
I am definitely not getting into an
stuff.
airplane that you are flying, Bella. That is not
Now, if Bella is flying the plane and Brendan is next to her, helping her fly the plane, I might feel safer. What do you think, Sean?
I would not want Bella anywhere near the cockpit. Like, that is just like not happening. There's no way. There's no way.
You're getting thrown under the bus.
No, Bella's amazing, except Bella.
Ayahuasca and flying a plane work really well together.
Yes, those are like, they go quite well, according to Bella, not according to Sean. So, Brendan, welcome, brother. Yes, we're going to have some fun today. Gina, who's our other participant?
All right, our next contestant is Christiana Tudor, aka the New York fempreneur who went to Harvard. Christiana is on a mission.
Let's hear a drum roll. The H-bomb is present. The H-bomb is present. We say the H-bomb. I'm a Columbia graduate. Whenever somebody drops the Harvard bomb, I was captain of the Columbia baseball team. And when we would go to Harvard, Christiana, your Harvard brethren would chant safety school at us at Columbia. So that is a true statement from Harvard. Amazing. And I think you're probably the fourth Harvard grad here. So welcome, Christiana.
Thank you so much for having me here today. It's an honor to be here.
Yes, it's an honor. So yeah, Gina, want to hit us a little more about our amazing Harvard grad?
Absolutely. Christiana is on a mission to empower women of any income level, start and scale their businesses and take it to the next level through effective branding, storytelling, and media coaching. As a successful and serial entrepreneur, philanthropist, and investor, she knows firsthand what it takes to make it in the world, and she wants to be an ambassador to help women level up. In fact, she created and is the CEO at Greatness Media, Inc., an academy that offers women the blueprint to success by offering an advanced coaching and mentorship programs, storytelling education, investment strategies, and a money-making mindset. And this academy is led by seven-figure entrepreneurs and investors, which she feels is essential in helping women see themselves as fempreneurs.
So what I'm hearing is
Yeah.
super successful coach from Harvard. This is what I'm hearing, Bella, Gina. Super successful coach from Harvard that makes it rock with seven-figure earners. Is that what I'm hearing, Christiana?
Yes.
That is amazing. And how about a fun fact about you?
A fun fact about me, I every time I'm just about to launch a new campaign, I want to relax. And so I watch Mr. Bean. So I do have a particular video that I watch that makes me laugh, and instantly I get into that vibe that gives me the energy, not just the focus, but the energy to start the campaign, to launch the campaign. So he is one of my inspirations.
That is amazing. So that is awesome. And thank you so much for being here today. And I'm very, very grateful, Christiana.
So grateful for you all.
Thank you. Yes, Gina, we got some judges.
Yes, we have some amazing judges. Judge Curtis Bean from Santa Barbara, California.
California in the house. By the way, Christiana, where are you coming from today?
New York City.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we got some Canada. And what part of Canada, Brendan, are you in?
Oh, he's getting his mute undone.
Edmonton, Alberta.
Edmonton, Alberta in the house, right? So we got some New York, Edmonton, Alberta, and we have, please.
And we have Curtis Bean, right, from Santa Barbara. He's a serial entrepreneur and business solutions consultant at Paychex. a company named by Forbes as one of the most innovative companies in the world. For Curtis, it's not about his payroll. His passion is in helping small businesses succeed, and he believes small businesses are the backbones of America. He loves rocking and aiding businesses on how to manage their people, money, and productivity so they thrive and lead happier lives.
Amazing.
Curtis, welcome.
Curtis, awesome. So Curtis, what's a fun fact, sir?
Thank you. So I guess first fun fact is for Christina. My uncle is Mr. Bean, believe it or not.
That's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me?
It's one of the great fun facts of all time.
Well, his name is Mr. Bean. Of course, the Mr. Bean you're talking about is the British actor, but
Yes, exactly.
my uncle also goes by Mr. Bean. But another fun fact, I've actually been robbed both at gunpoint and with a knife to the throat, and lived to tell the tale.
That is
Wow.
not a fun fact.
That's
Curtis. That is
not.
fun. That is a not so fun fact, but an amazing fun fact. Where did that happen, Curtis?
In Colombia. So I lived in Colombia for 2 years. It definitely wasn't a fun experience, but it's very memorable. So I always share it because nobody forgets me
Thank you.
afterwards.
Curtis, what was the takeaway from you? Like, was there some meaningful takeaway?
Yeah, I guess life is very, very precious, and you never know when it might change. So cherish and value every moment, and be careful.
That is awesome. Can I ask you this, Curtis? If you had won a bet against a friend of yours, somebody you're building like incredible things with, would you have enforced the bet and made them not like comb their hair and or wear a hat? Would you have done that to somebody, Curtis?
You know, I probably would have. That might be. I'm surprised that your friend is as nice to you as they were, because I'm sure they could have asked you to do much worse.
Curtis, you are
This,
throwing
Sean,
me
I
into
want to know how many people actually win bets against you. Like, I've got to be like in the top 5 of like actually
She
winning a
has to
bet
be.
against you.
Yes, I would say, Bella, that I cannot remember the last time I lost a bet. So you that'd be a fun fact for me today. Yes, it would be. It would easily be more than a decade, and could be 2.
Yes.
So thank you, Bella Verita. You are truly an influential rock star. So Curtis, thank you, sir, for being here. Much appreciated. Gina, we got some more judges.
Yes, we do. And thankfully you're here, Curtis. Thankfully you survived that. My goodness. All right. Tracy Matthews is a judge. She is, AKA the jewelry expert and creative entrepreneur. She went from owning her successful jewelry business in the 90s to bankruptcy in 2008 to coming back stronger than ever with multiple businesses and a podcast to boot. Not only is she thriving with her bespoke Tracy Matthews jewelry design based in New York City, her designs have been featured on the Today Show, InStyle, Martha Stewart Weddings, Lucky, Real Simple, Elle, US Weekly, and more. And she's so passionate about the importance of protecting creativity that she created Champion for Visionaries at Creative Rules the World, where she mentors creative visionary types on how to scale their businesses while fiercely protecting their creativity. She is also the host of Thrive by Design podcast, geared to helping jewelry, fashion, and product brands launch, grow, and scale their businesses. She also developed and offers digital courses for designers at Thrive and Flourish Academy. And last but not least, today she's sought after as a consultant, strategist, e-commerce expert, digital marketing expert, and strategist. She is amazing, and I know that she's a friend of Bella Verita. So welcome, Tracy.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome to be here.
All right, Tracy, could you give a fun fact about Bella that would be wildly embarrassing, please, to like make up for today?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I have a good one.
No, I'm kidding. I'm only kidding, but I'm not.
I don't know. The ones I know, I don't know if I could say publicly on.
Exactly.
Those are exactly the facts, Tracy, that we are looking for. Tracy, thank you so much for being here today. And how about a fun fact from you?
Well, I'm the second oldest of 8 kids, and I have 21 nieces and nephews.
Oh my God, that's amazing. What a beautiful family. Do you guys like get together?
Yeah, we try to. This year's been a little tough, but I've seen them a few times in smaller groups,
All right. And
You know, Mitch,
anytime you want to drop
California
like
mandate.
majorly personal, crazy, private fun facts about Bella, like, yes, that would be present and appreciated by the entire Unblinded community. Thank you.
That is true. I
Tracy-
concur.
Yes, Tracy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
and
you.
Truly awesome. And yes, Gina, we have one more judge.
We have one more judge, Mr. Jeff Neumeister from Burbank, California.
We have some
Jeff-
California in the house.
Yes, it's like California. We have NYC. Tracy was from NYC. And yes, Jeff is a managing, in Canada, of course, is a managing partner at Neumeister and Associate and has been a forensic expert for nearly 20 years. In fact, he's been designated as an expert in multiple cases, providing valuable deposition testimonies for his clients. And since he's the go-to guy to uncover fraud, he gets excited to help his clients find solutions to a range of client problems. And he shared his expert help in various industries from oil to gas to real estate, food and beverage to pharmaceuticals and education. Welcome, Jeff.
Jeff, how are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. How about a fun fact, sir?
I'm an avid distance event participant. So along the lines like marathons, triathlons, but also some of the out of the box ultras like the annual MDS in Morocco. It's a 150-mile foot race through the Sahara Desert.
Wow. How long does that take?
It's a staged event, so it's over the course of 5 days.
Dude, that's crazy. I've been reading a lot of David Goggins lately. And do you know his work or no?
Familiar with him, yeah.
Yeah, so just crazy stuff. He ran a 100-mile ultra marathon. He's a former Navy SEAL on 2 broken legs. So just straight up crazy. And I honor the adventure and the craziness of you. So the work that you do, Jeff, is what type of forensic work in the fraud space?
So my practice, Neumeister and Associates, is a full service accounting and consulting practice.
Ooh,
so
boy.
everything underneath the CPA umbrella. So we do the simple things like taxes, bookkeeping, but our specialty is in forensic investigations, testifying in court, M&A consulting, business valuations.
Cool. What's your favorite like fraud scenario? What to give names that you've ever worked on that was like just resonates in your heart?
Favorite fraud scenarios? Honestly, most of them, right? Because people really screw each other over all the time. Right? You hear about the Madoffs, you hear about the Enrons, but I'm telling you that kind of stuff happens on a smaller scale every single day by people's best friends, by their brothers, their sisters, their parents. Happens all the time, and it's unfortunate that it's just so common in all industries. And you could see the shock in some of these clients when it happens to them. Like, how could this ever happen? The reality is it happens all the time. And the best recourse to prevent that kind of stuff is you could trust but verify, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have bookkeeping records, have an outside CPA, right? Just do your due diligence on everything so that it prevents things from happening. Or if they do, there's a quick remedy.
Absolutely. Jeff, do you know anything about my background legally?
No.
Okay. So, for fun, we have, let me think of the best way to say it. Do you know Scott Rothstein, the Ponzi schemer from South Florida?
Familiar with the name.
He ran $1 billion Ponzi scheme. He's on MSNBC American Greed. I was the person that reported him to the FBI after he took $1 billion off of people. So there's an MSNBC American Greed episode. I was in his office. I went with the former head of white collar crimes from the FBI. Because by the way, besides having all this fun, my side hustle is I own a 125 person law firm. I'm one of only 2 attorneys in America to have 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016. In both cases, we had $0 offers going to trial, and Jeff and all. In both cases, fraud and breach of fiduciary duty were involved against my client. In one of those cases, my client came to his office on a Monday morning, and the entire office and all the people were gone. And the other case was an attorney that we put in prison in that case as well, who had defrauded our client into investment deals. So I honor your work, sir, and I'd love to talk for like hours because I can like feel the energy of what you stand for. And so in the Scott Rothstein case, he wanted $8 million from my client that day. And the former head of white collar crimes for the FBI was saying, like, listen, I think this looks good. And Rothstein had taken money from like everybody. He had given $1 million to a hospital in Florida. He would have been the attorney general of the state of Florida if John McCain had been elected president. He blew out the birthday candles on Governor Chris' birthday cake, the governor of Florida at the time. He was friends with George Bush, Jed Bush, Alonzo Mourning, Dan Marino, every person imaginable. And all the trappings of that illusion on top, which Jeff, I think you might concur, lead people to a false sense of like just, and Malcolm Gladwell speaks into this in Blink as well, and talking to strangers, it leads us to this like conclusion of where we overlook reality. Jeff, does that resonate in some of your work?
Absolutely true. Contextual bias.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right? Who you associate with. Yep.
Yeah. So, and for fun, and love to talk further. I'm going to move this thing forward in a second, but for fun, in our we have the largest jury verdict in the state of Arizona in the last decade, and in that case, in federal trial in front of Judge Campbell, number one federal judge I've ever seen. All honor to federal judges, the guy's unbelievable. And in that case, we had to deal with the issue. They're talking about the constitutionality of our client had gotten fair value, had elected to dissolve his company, about to dissolve his company. And then his partner, shareholder, had elected to buy him out. And so at the state court level, we ended up getting fair value. We tried to withdraw my client's motion to dissolve the company and say he was defrauded into it. The state court judge wouldn't allow it. So we filed a subsequent federal lawsuit saying that our client was forced into doing it, manipulated into doing it. He's physically attacked, all kinds of crazy stuff. And the other side argued, well, you got a problem. And your problem is that you've already recovered fair value. You're done. You got what you would get. Your client got the company. So even if everything you're saying is true, you already got paid, plus 50 other defenses, right? So we went across the country, is an exaggeration. We talked to a lot of people, right? And everybody repeatedly told us, Jeff, I would have loved to have met you, told us that there's no other damage calculation. You got your fair value. So Jeff, could I have a little fun and ask you a question, or would you rather me just like?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, feel free. Yeah.
So do you think, because we found a way through, would you have thought we were stuck in that situation since we already got fair value?
No, because if there's a forced dissolution that doesn't take into account the aggregate of all the future values, you could try to bake it into a valuation based upon fair value, which is really fair market value net of all the discounts, but it still is not the same thing as the economic reality of retaining the business as is and taking it into perpetuity. Those are two different valuations.
Yes, I love you, Jeff. And Jeff is a brilliant man, because we ended up making federal law. I'd love for you to look it up, Jeff. The case is Wachanski versus Owen. And we essentially made law speaking to that differentiation between fair value and compensatory damages as it was calculated in the case. It led to us having a $0 offer going to trial. Our jury verdict consultants told us we'd be lucky to get $3 million. And Jeff, they spent more than 8 figures defending, and we got a $27 million jury verdict.
Nice.
Yes. So, and forgive me for dropping into that space with Jeff for a minute, but the bottom line is really bad people really bad actions occurred. Our client got really harmed. They tried to do everything they could to destroy his life. And my final on that is everybody and Jeff. I had to put the Inspector General of the state of Arizona at the time on the witness stand, who didn't do his job, and I say that publicly and happily, who did not do his job, and cross-examine him to the point using the formula that we unpack here to bring about truth, because he was saying that there was no fraud whatsoever committed and fraud was rampant. And that's why my client got run out of the company, because my client wasn't going along with the fraud. And the Inspector General of Arizona was turning purple and red and every other color imaginable. So Jeff, I was hearing my level 5 listening of your professionalism and amazingness. So please do not mistake the fun and craziness that exists here for the absence of amazing science present as well. So thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So Gina, we got one more amazing rock star sitting here.
One more redheaded rock star sitting here, and that is our role player, the incredible sales sorceress, Bella Verita. She started selling crafts on her front lawn at 8 years old. 8 years old. She then became a top income earner in a network marketing organization by 19. By 24, she built a multiple 7-figure real estate company, becoming #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. Today, she is the CEO of Align Sales, the first female-led remote sales training and recruiting agency, and is devoted to helping women scale and create financial freedom through sales. In fact, she places more women salespeople than anyone else in the country. Outstanding, Bella Verita. Amazing.
And the champion of bets with Sean Callaghy.
And
Yes.
Oh, bets with Sean Callaghy. Because the last time people bet, you just heard what happened. They bet 0 and we got 27 million. Like that's how bets usually turn out, Bella. It doesn't usually turn out with me not having my hair like combed and whatever. So yes, that is how it works.
Yes.
Okay. So Bella, your volume is dipped slightly, I believe. So my question is, like, how did all that gobbledygook sound like when I was talking to Jeff about all that stuff? Was that like two like economic damage expert valuation dude and lawyer like speak, or like what was present for you?
No, it definitely is. My sound better now?
A little bit low still.
It's still a little bit low. Okay, I'll fix it in just a second. No, my takeaway from that, like I find it like super interesting because like the thing that I take away from that, Sean, is and I think I said this morning, is like when you are committed to an outcome, like there's no other option. So like, you know, I hear like the dynamics and like, you know, what like the situation around it, but I am certain that you were clear on the outcome and winning was the only option.
Yeah. And actually, thank you for that. Truth was the outcome, right? So, and winning meant truth. So thank you. But truth was the outcome. So thank you very much, Bella Verita, for your amazingness. And how about a fun fact, Bella?
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. I would say my fun fact for today is I have also had a double barrel shotgun held at my face, actually right here in Austin, Texas, about let's go 20 plus years ago. Yeah.
Curtis.
So I'm in the badass crew with Curtis as well.
Yes, Curtis, you and Bella can roll for sure. That is amazing. So Bella, Gina, thank you. Awesome. Love you. Amazingness. Thank you.
Thank you. Have
Thank
fun,
you.
everyone.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes. So Bella, do you want to do the who goes first game?
Let's do it.
All right. So you want to take it and see who goes first today, or pick? Actually, Bella, why don't you pick who goes first today?
Let's go with Brandon.
All right. Brandon, you ready to roll?
Brandon, you're gonna be up first this morning or this afternoon.
Guinea pig me.
Yes. So Bella has taken you and thrown you under the proverbial bus, sir.
It's okay, I'll lift it above my head.
That's it. Attaboy.
Nice.
Canadian power and strength is in the house. So who would you like Bella to be? She could be herself. She could be an ideal avatar client for you. She could be a famous person of some sort. It's whatever a relevant yes would be for you. This is not, by the way, Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room. This is integrous, heart-centered influence, revealing like truth of who we are, truth of what's present, right? And so you have 6 minutes to go from low to yes. You might get interrupted in the middle, but the dynamic isn't to get to the ultimate yes necessarily, but maybe it's a longer meeting. Like it could just be a longer meeting, but it's a yes, whatever yes matters to you. So who would you like Bella to be?
I'm going to take like 30 seconds to explain who I want her to be, Bella.
Sure.
There are potential partners, out-of-town partners that have verbally agreed to do Project ABC here in the Edmonton area. And they have agreed, we're all lined up. He's got money in the corporation. We have all the paperwork. What I want to do is get a yes to get e-signings. Verbal is great, but I need things on paper and I can't meet with him. So I need to get his like approval to return signed paperwork to me so that we can forward them to our lawyers and move forward.
Amazing. All right, Bella.
So I'm playing a dude is what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah.
This is a first. All right.
Middle-aged, beard. He works in the forest industry in Grand Prairie. he's got a 7 and a 9-year-old kid, a wife, really good paying job up there.
Bella, I'm hearing you're rolling with Yogi Bear and like Boo Boo in the Woods, and it's like 3 minutes. Take us in.
All right, let's go, Brendan.
What do we have? With 3 minutes or 6 minutes? What are we doing?
6 minutes overall. but we're going to interrupt you probably about halfway, but don't worry about that. It's 1 6-minute meeting. Take us in.
Okay. Totally off the cuff. Hi, Craig.
Hello.
How's it going, man? Do you have a few minutes to talk to me here about the next steps we got? Do you have a couple minutes to chat with me?
Yes, I do.
Okay, right on. Are your Christmas decorations up yet?
No, they are definitely not up. We're gonna hire someone for that. They're gonna come right after Thanksgiving.
Oh, right on. Must be nice. I have to do all my own. It's gonna come out this weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, Craig, listen, I won't be long, but we talked about what we're doing. The work is on the table, and I want to just talk to you about exactly what our next step looks like so that we can keep momentum toward what we were doing.
Sure.
Now, I guess, Craig, in your words, you tell me what you imagine the next step to be. You said you were going to put money with the lawyers in your corporation, but what would be the next step in your imagination? Like, what would you look like? What would you like the next step to look like for you?
Yeah, I think, the next steps is just making sure, all of the agreement formation is into place. We have everything lined up. My team understands what's going on, what steps that we need to take, and, the attorneys prove everything.
Right. So we need to get some paperwork to the lawyers so that they can kind of draft it up and support our agreement. Do you need to go over that agreement with me to get the points of it so you know what you're agreeing to, or do you want to hear that from me or from your lawyer?
Yeah, I would love to hear from you.
Okay.
Anything that you think maybe like, what are the most important things what are the most important things to you that you would want me to know?
I guess right now, we've floated a lot of things verbal, and we need to get our agreements down onto a piece of paper, a document, so that I can make solid plans moving forward and make sure that everything's where it needs to be and just take care of all those details with the commitment.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna need to take a quick call, but I'm gonna call you back. And what I'd love in that next conversation are just like, what are the main bullet points that like I should definitely not miss that are most important to you? And let's make sure that we've got all of that agreement into place, and then and we'll go from there. Does that sound good?
Yeah. So we'll schedule a time to blast through those points.
Yep. I will call you back in just a few minutes.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, Brendan, how'd that feel for you?
Really good. I really believe in the power of physically practicing the things you're going to say, because it sounds good up here in your brain, but when it comes to the words coming out of your mouth, it just gets easier and easier with repetition, like scripts or objection handling. So that was really nice to just stumble over my own feet, getting all the words out first.
So got some thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's what I felt.
Belle, if you had one word for that encounter, what would it be?
Intriguing.
Okay, awesome. Christiana, are you ready?
Yes.
And who would you like Bella to be?
I would like Bella to be an entrepreneur who is activating in the healthcare space. She's famous, she's a well-known immunologist specialized into cancer prevention. Wow. And she has just launched a movement, and she just wants to start it off to scale it to the next level. And what she does, she's a cancer wellness coach. She owns a health clinic for women, so she's empowering women through that. She has been activating as an immunologist for a while now, but she has just opened her practice, and her goal is to be able to get opt-ins. So people subscribe to her.
To get what?
Opt-ins? Like
opt-ins. And so you would like people to sign up for your coaching programs.
Got it.
Bella, you're an immunologist rocking the world, looking for opt-ins into your coaching program. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Hi, Christiana.
Hi, Bella. How are you?
I'm amazing. And yourself?
I'm doing phenomenal. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I know you've just finished giving a talk to a domestic violence event. So I know you have empowered so many women out there. So I so appreciate you for taking the time to do that. So I just looked at your website and I'm so excited about your coaching program. So I'm just interested to learn more. How can I sign up? What can I do? Because I'm very, very interested in the prevention side. I've been working in this space for a while now, and all my campaigns have been geared towards prevention rather than early detection. So I'm interested in empowering you. So what can you tell me about this coaching program? How would you describe it in 3 words?
So how would I describe our coaching program in 3 words?
Yes.
I would say acceleration, influence, and optimization.
That's amazing. So, as I always say, empowered women empower women. So I am so grateful for this. And because I always love to reward incredible women who are creating an impact in the world. I would just love to take my time and, to send you to some podcasts. Some of my friends, do have podcasts. So I would love for you to go and speak about what you do and really bring awareness. And I'm happy to help you on the storytelling side, where you can actually bring awareness, create stability, and do this in a strategic way that doesn't look.
So if I'm understanding you correct, are you saying you want to introduce me to podcasts and then you want to teach me how to tell my story on the podcast? Did I understand that?
Yes, your story on podcasts and in social media, so you can drive more traffic and influence and impact even more women.
Gotcha. So is that something that you do?
Yes, that's something that I do, that I've been working on for over 10 years, and I'm specialized into doing just that. So I would love to, just to do that for you.
Okay. I've got to take a quick call right now, but maybe I can call you back in just a few minutes and kind of get some clarification and understand a little bit more about that.
Yes, that sounds awesome. So let's exchange the phone numbers, because now we are on Zoom, and I will send you a calendar invite.
Okay. I will call you right back.
Thank you.
Awesome. Christiana, how'd that feel for you?
I felt very confident, because to me it was important to present and introduce what I do and offer my expertise, and then have her talk a bit about how she feels about the program, because the reality is I am working with an immunologist, and that's a real case scenario for me. Mm-hmm. And she is confident into her product. So I wanted to make sure she's confident enough and she can describe the product and her service in 3 words that would catch me. And because I need to make sure I'm happy when I'm providing what I'm providing, because to me, it's about the impact and not the power. So when I'm telling the story, I'm telling the story in a genuine way, because I have a strong background in health science and neuroscience and sports medicine. So I'm all about creating that compassion, because empowered women empower women. So I feel she's incredibly passionate about what she does. And the fact that we're going to have a follow-up call, that's amazing, because you cannot set up everything in one call. So this is, to me, that's a yes. And of course, we're going to go into more depth during the next call, when we're going to set up the podcast and all the details. So it was amazing.
Outstanding. Bella, if you had 1 word for that, how'd that feel?
That felt enlightening.
Nice. All right, let's go to our judges. 30 seconds, please. Bella will be hitting you with a pause and a score, please, at the 30-second mark. So Tracy, what did you have for Brendan?
I gave Brendan an 8.
Nice. And what worked for you and what could be optimized?
Well, I thought it was interesting. I made some notes here. I thought there was a good transition in setup, like for Bella, like he kind of engaged in her and then got her to respond and then share a little bit more. And then it was like an easy transition kind of into the next part where he had to talk about contracts and legal documents. And I like the part where he said, what would be the next best steps for you?
Awesome.
That was a great question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And what'd you have for Christiana, Tracy?
I gave her a 7. I got a little lost at a certain point because you started asking her about her program, and I understand now why you did that, because you wanted to create some engagement. But I was like, why is she like? I don't know. I think I understand now in the explanation about why you did that, but I think there could have been a little bit more refining to get it to like an 8 or a 9. And I also liked how you presented how you could help her. So I thought that was really powerful, because that, you're coming from a place of service and offering help up front.
Amazing. Excellent job. Thank you for that, Tracy. Jeff, what 30 seconds did you have? What worked? What could be optimized? And a score for Brendan.
All right. So first for Brendan, I thought the beginning of this scenario, it felt, I understood wanting to kind of connect on a personal level with, I think it was with Craig, but it didn't feel natural. I mean, granted, we're role playing here, so that's part of the reason. But if that rapport is not already there, I'd almost say just kind of table that kind of attempted connection, because otherwise it doesn't feel real. But at the end, that's where it was a lot stronger. You made the point of what you thought next steps would be, and I gave a 7.5 overall.
Nice. And how about for Christiana?
Well, thanks.
And then for Christiana, I thought the report was a little bit better established, especially at first. But as you move through the connection or the call, it kind of seemed like your contact that Bella was playing didn't really realize what you were providing or what you were putting out to sell or connect. And then like I saw the realization on Bella's face towards the end that like, oh wait, I'm being sold, right? So I think that should be a little bit more clear earlier on. I gave it a 7.1 overall.
All right, nice. I love the smaller decimals.
0.1.
Yes, like we don't have a lot of 0.1s. That was awesome, Jeff. Yes, let's lean in with Curtis. What did you have for Brendan, please?
So Brendan, my biggest takeaway for you was when you said, tell me in your words what the next step is. I love that because it gets buy-in from them. It makes them feel like they're included, and really makes them feel like they're part of the process rather than that they're being told what to do. Similarly, where I had some issue was starting out the call. I felt like it was a little rough. I think typically, kind of like Jeff said, the best thing to do is just get in there, say why you're calling, and get it done. There's definitely a time for connection and whatnot, but it
And your
does need to
score
go off.
is?
And my score is 7.5.
Nice. And for Christiana.
And Christiana, I give you a 7. I really liked how starting out the call, you referenced Bella's accomplishments and a recent event that she'd done. And then I think I got a little bit lost in the middle as well. I feel like there can be a smoother transition to really letting her know why you're on the call and moving in for the close. And finally, at the end of the call, I did love how you brought it back and you repeated her words, the 3 things that she was excited about. So that was a great way to seal it up.
Awesome.
And your score?
7.
You give 7. Yeah, excellent. So Tracy, Jeff, Curtis, thank you very much. Ready for round 2. Bella's back. And in this round 2, we're going to cut it to 2 minutes each, down as we're running a little bit tight time-wise. So let us begin. Christiana, you have Bella back, and she's like, I got 2 more minutes to please take us from where we are to the ultimate yes. So please, Bella's back.
Christiana, I have a couple of minutes left.
Thank you so much, Bella. So, like we just discussed, I would be so honored to empower you even more. So I've put together a list with incredible podcasts where you can go. There are featured on Spotify and iTunes and YouTube, related all to women empowerment and health and wellness. And I would be happy to help you define and craft your message on social media so your programs can thrive and impact even more.
So I'm still a little confused on what like you do or like your service, and like I'm super clear you want to help me, which I really love and value and appreciate. But like, is this like a paid program that you do? Is this like you just want to help me because I'm like cool and nice, which I definitely welcome, but I'm a little bit confused here.
So I would be happy to support you with your social media strategy, putting together the content, optimizing your videos on YouTube.
And when you say support, do you mean like you want to intern for me?
Support you, empowering you. It's going to be a charge in there, but it's not going to be like a full rate that I usually do. It's going to be an empowering rate.
Got it. Okay, so this is like a service that you offer.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay, so you just don't want to help me just because I'm nice.
The podcasting is a bonus that I always offer. So that's going to be, a bonus is going to be for free because you are incredible. And so I appreciate you.
Okay. Okay, I see. Well, okay, maybe we'll set up another time to chat and see what that looks like.
Yes, and I'm happy to put together a proposal for you, a content calendar with topics and how am I envisioning going further with your programs.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. I will send you a calendar invite.
Right. Excellent work, Christina. Coming back in a minute. Let's go, Brendan. Bella's back. 2 minutes she's got to take her to yes, please.
Hello,
Hi,
Brendan, Bella.
Hi there, mic check. 1, 2. Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
we got you.
Okay. So just to move forward, do you want to schedule a quick time later so I can go over the points of that joint venture agreement we spoke about?
Yeah, I mean, do you have a couple things that you'd like to give to me now? Because I remember you saying earlier you'd like to like kind of get the agreement signed. And so, what do you think the most important thing you need from me, or like what do you think needs to happen so that that agreement can be signed?
Yeah, so what's going to happen is not right now because we only got a couple minutes, but we'll sit down and we'll Zoom, we'll screen share, and I'll walk you through the 25-page thing. It'll take 30 minutes.
Got it.
Okay. I'll text you. We'll schedule that. Once we do that, I'll also forward it to your lawyer there and he can draft it up. And if we can just get an empty joint venture agreement at both our lawyers, then I can start filling it with property.
Gotcha.
So do you want to have that 30-minute later this week to give you the oversight?
Yep, absolutely. That definitely we can do.
Okay. And let's go from there, man. That's all I really had to talk to you about, Craig.
All right. Thank you so much, Brandon. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Excellent work, Brendan. So let's just drop in something real quick. So Brendan, can I be you for a second?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So, hey, Craig, thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to chat. And Bella, you're going to be Craig again. Cool?
Yes.
Okay. And by the way, I'm really liking your beard and all the outdoorsiness that you bring to the world. So can I ask you this? How did you get involved in forestry and rangerness and all this beautiful parts of nature?
It's been, part of my heart for a really long time. I just saw what knocking down the trees, was doing to our environment and to global warming. And I became super passionate about the future of, my kids' lives and legacy lives and how I could help save the forest.
Amazing. So super appreciative. And you said, how many children do you have?
8.
8. 8 kids.
8
That's
kids.
Amazing. There was like a TV show back in the 70s, 8 is enough. And how's 8 kids treated you? Like, how's that working for you?
It's like a circus. We have so much fun. There's never a boring moment. And, most of the time it's really quiet and peaceful, no fighting ever happens. It's amazing.
Well, you have to be one of the most amazing people in the universe, Craig, to have 8 children and maintain general peace, tranquility in the circus-like environment. So congratulations
100%.
on being an amazing dad.
Yes. Yes.
So would it be okay? Final question is, as you think about the legacy and what you're trying to carry forward for the protection of the environment and everything that you're up to, how does the world of like investing, business building, like where's all of that for you?
Yeah, it's definitely top of mind, especially right now. As the children are growing and heading off to college, and have a little bit more time, is definitely investing in future projects, and growing this is top priority.
Awesome. Well, with that said, I'm hearing the presence of like both nature, environment, also business dynamics, and I'm presuming philanthropy sounds like it's a part of your heart and like what you're up to.
Yeah.
Would be okay in the last like minute we have here to share just a little bit about what I'm up to.
Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah. So what I'm standing for in the world is finding ways to merge what I would call ecosystems. Like a forest is an ecosystem. I think each of us individually, we're an ecosystem. We have value, we have possibilities, we have things that we're up to in the world. And ecosystem mergers, what somebody else might refer to as a joint venture, or people come together with value they could bring to create massively positive things. And I think those massively positive things don't just have to be about money. I think that we can marry money and impact coming together. So I'm hearing that sounds like it resonates for you, Craig.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, thank you. And so with that said, I would love to present something related to a project that would, I think, serve both of those outcomes that I'm involved in. I do a ton of work in the real estate space. I've been involved in projects, and I'd be happy to give all sorts of references, an extraordinary rate and number in the real estate space and the impact space. And I'd love to share a little bit. And if you were to honor me with a half an hour of your time, I think we might just be able to unpack something that would be really exciting. The only thing I would appreciate is we could quickly, at some point, I'd be happy to sign it and you sign it, which would be an NDA, so we can talk about this freely. How does that feel for you?
That sounds amazing. I'm happy to do that.
Okay, awesome. So Bella, how did that feel for you, that encounter?
That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. I don't think you were like quite dressed for the meeting, and your hair kind of looked a mess. You would come to a professional meeting with your hair a mess, but it was definitely it. Like I felt like you like read between the lines, like your level 5 listening, and like what was important was like on point, and I felt understood immediately from the gate.
Yes. Well, thank you. I did feel inclined, since my hair would be a mess, to wear like a surf shirt. So like we could be like present in like surferness, because I have had the unique privilege of paddling out in crazy surf conditions with the one and only sales sorceress, Miss Bella Verita. So I was like present to like surfing dynamics today, Bella.
Yes.
So thank you. So let's drop in with the judges. So Tracy, let's start with you again, if you don't mind. What feedback would you have? Starting with Christiana this time, please.
Okay, so Christiana, I still was confused. Like this, it sounds to me like what you're trying to sell is like to help someone amplify their message. And you kept using over and over the word empowering. And when I think of empowering, I think of confidence, like helping someone step into their power, not necessarily helping someone amplify their message. So I think that there's a little nuance there. And I give you a 7 again, because I think that it's still a good shot, but I could tell that Bella was confused when you were trying to sell her on your package. Also, and do you want me to move on to Brennan?
Yes, please.
I also thought that your close, Brennan, was really crystal clear and easy to follow. So I'm sticking with an 8 as well, maybe like 8.5 this time. But I do actually, Sean, love the way that you kind of made it a lot more about them in your conversation instead of like getting the sign and the role playing with Brennan. So there's that's like a huge opportunity, I think, for Brennan to probably weave into his work when he's doing these partnerships.
Amazing. And Tracy, thank you so much for being here today. Awesome job. I love your articulation, your precision, your energy. You clearly are an expert in the place of influence. And how was today for you on the Real Raw?
Oh, it was super fun. I learned a lot about other people's businesses. I love talking about sales because I really do believe that sales is about coming from a place of service. And it's fun to hear people selling in different niches and how they kind of get to that yes.
Can I share my own invented definition of the word sales?
Yeah, let's do it.
Helping people handle fear they have to make a decision they want to make.
I love that.
That's great.
It's beautiful. Yes, the revelation of truth. So that is awesome. Thank you. Jeff, thank you for being here today, sir. And what do you have for these fine folks, for Christiana and Brendan?
All right, so first for Christiana, I think is a little bit clearer this go around. I gave you a 7.3. I think there's still a little confusion about exactly what was being offered. I think sometimes that hesitation can undermine the value that you're trying to provide, right? I think it's best to just be transparent, open, upfront about exactly what you're providing, right? And then explain the value that comes from that. Don't hold back by using flattery and other things. Be open and upfront with what you want to provide.
Awesome. And how about for Brendan?
And then for Brandon, this go around went up to a 8.2. It was a lot more straightforward, to the point. I like that you spelled out what next steps were going to be, and I think kind of roughly what a timeline might look like. I think that could help things like these kind of situations, stay on task, right? So that it doesn't spill over to the week and the next week where you kind of been dealing with at the moment, right? So good job this round.
Awesome. And thank you so much again, Jeff, for being here. And how is today on the Real Raw for you?
This was great. I think one of the best ways to get better about things ourselves, whether it's a technical proficiency or a soft skill, is to help facilitate that education with others. I get more from being a university professor on the side than sometimes doing the work myself.
Amazing. And where are you professor, Jeff?
I'm chair of the accounting program at Woodbury University here in
Congratulations. Yeah. I mean, that is awesome stuff, man. And your professionalism, your precision is present and appreciated. And I would just, I'd love to lean at this for 10 seconds and we'll bring it home. So the way I think about influence, and somebody who is an expert in math, I think about influence as something that people are wildly unconscious to this reality, that influence doesn't function on a linear math level. Sometimes it's not even exponential math level, but it can be an infinite level. So for example, in the cases we're talking about, we're offered 0. Like there's no number in both of the top verdicts. There's no number you can multiply times 0 to get to 27 million or 33 million, right? Similarly, right, about 15 years ago, when I was first creating training companies, I had an enterprise and I hired 4 people to work on creating appointments related to the training company. The first 3 people booked 0, 0, and 0 meetings, 0, right? And Jeff, what do you think were the reasons they cited were the reasons for the cause of them booking 0 meetings?
Probably saying that there was no interest.
Yeah, no interest, bad materials, poor opportunity, right? All those things, right? The 4th person, though, when I called him up and said, hey, Greg, who I spoke to actually last night, this is 15 years later, I said, hey, Greg, I can't believe like what you did. And he started apologizing. And he's like, listen, dude, I'm sorry. And I met him 2 weeks ago, right? Actually, I hadn't even met him yet because he was hired by other people in the organization. And he said, yeah, I've just been busy and things were crazy. I'm like, I know what you're talking about. Like you booked 30 meetings. He's like, yeah, I wasn't that focused. I wasn't working that hard. I'm like, no, you understand. You crushed everyone. They booked 0, 0, 0. You booked 30. And he's like, I'm like, how'd you do it? He's like, I don't know. I think that's the point. There's 2 points. There's one, that there's no number you could multiply times 0 to get to 30. Jeff, in your accounting and math genius, is that a fair statement?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there wasn't like a linear or exponential difference between Greg and those other people. There was in fact an infinite difference. It was nothing or something towards a lot. The second point is Greg had no idea how he did it. And the other people had no idea how they didn't do it. So what my life's work is about, in part, is how all of that fits together and why people say yes and no, right? So Jeff, again, thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah. Curtis, what do you have for Christiana and for Brendan?
Christiana, we upped your score to a 7.5 this time around. And you were thrown a bit of a curveball there by Bella when she asked if you were offering to help because you like her or as a service. There is seemingly not a great answer to that. And I thought you handled it relatively well. And there's probably some room for improvement there, but you did well. And I think a place for improvement is, again, just with the clarity, trying to explain clearly what the service is and clearly connect it to the goals that Bella has.
And your score?
Great job.
Did you give us a score? Did I miss it again?
An 8. Or excuse me, a 7.5.
Nice.
Sorry. And for Brendan, we upped you to an 8. And I liked that it was very, very clear. You set a timeline. You were very clear about what the next steps were and what was about to happen. So that it was a very good, clear, and concise call. Where it maybe could have improved a little bit is just seeing if you had any other questions or doubts that you needed to cover in the upcoming meetings.
Awesome. And Curtis, thank you so much for being here today. Excellent work, sir. If somebody asked you, like, hey, I don't know, should I go on that Real Raw thing and be a judge? Like, what would you say?
It's a great experience and a great way to get some additional insight from a lot of bright people about how to improve your craft.
Amazing. Well, thank you for being here today, sir. Appreciate you.
And I just want to give a special thanks to my friend Tracy for showing up last minute and being a part of, like, I don't know what this is, but she just like said yes. So thank you for being here.
Yes. Thank you, Tracy. That
My
was
pleasure.
super generous and wonderful of you. So Brendan, how was today for you?
Really cool. You guys came out of nowhere. I don't know, like someone referred me to you. I don't know who you guys are. You're all over the country, all over North America. But I love the exercise and I think it's super beneficial. I think the previous description was great about what this is and how it helps. But like, I've gotten unexpected benefits and like to help my business take steps forward.
Yeah. So brother, thank you. This is the 315th Real Raw since COVID has begun. And the very dynamic of like, we're all over the place.
Yeah.
Is the very dynamic that we're like putting forth here. And P.S.
I love the object. It's so objective, you know?
Yeah. Thank you.
I have one more gift. I have one gift before I.
Sure. Please.
He got out of the car and left. I'm not sure what's happening. He says, I have a gift. And then he opened the car door and left because he's taking the call from the car. So I'm not quite sure. Oh, he just held up a snowball.
Amazing. We love snowballs here at the Real Raw. Thank you. And by the way, guys, remember, Bella's explaining, I am blind. I don't know if we even identified that.
I don't think you mentioned that on this call.
Yes. So
get out of here, you crazy kids. Sorry about that.
This is like the McKenzie brothers are in the house. So have a great day, eh? So thank you, brother. So Christina, how was today for you?
Amazing. Just learned a lot and interacted with incredible professionals. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you for putting up with my hairdo. Thank you to Bella Farida. Bella, final from you, my friend.
Final, just thank everyone for being here and being a part of Unblinded. And if you know anybody else that would like love to be on the Real Raw, like definitely connect us with them because this is, we've got another, million episodes to go. So
that is unquestionable. And Bella, you are remarkable. I am immensely grateful, even if you do horrible and awful and cruel things to me. But yes, you're still in your absolute amazingness. And Bella, every Monday night, 7 p.m., what is Unblinded and why the Real Raw, 7 p.m. Eastern time Monday nights. And we are all blind, Bella.
And just learning to see. And I will say this final, I'm going to add another, like, if you want to know how to master influence so you can like win bets against the master influencer himself, you definitely want to come to like Real Walk. Because like not only does he win like top jury verdicts and like winning touchdowns and like taking people to like the Super Bowl of personal development, like influence mastery is definitely a superpower. So that is what Monday Night's about. And you too could win bets against Sean Callaghan.
Yes. And Bella, you are world class. Have a great day.